Welcome back to Six Ashes for a transition episode 47 and 1 with me, MrSealyp. So, ladles and jelly spoons, we have got a couple of jobs we need to do, and we have some good news. The visa has been approved. But I've got a couple of jobs I need to do first before I head off. One, I need to repair this because I think it's going to need a bit of... Oh, only a little bit. That's not too bad. £417 to repair that. We're going to whiz down to the store. We're going to pick up the Holoras Stego because I have got the silage clamp here at the other dairy farm to compact. Kind of weird really as well on Eureka Farms. I've got to compact the silo there, although that has got a fair bit more in it. Just need to remind myself, how much did we end up with in this one? 831,888. Pretty sure on Eureka the silage clamp there has got 4,290,000 litres in it. So yeah, a bit of a difference. But we need to compact that. I need to whiz home. I need to pack. It's funny how it's that kind of hurry up and wait thing that you're waiting around for something to happen. You've been waiting for the visa to come. And then it arrives and it's like everything must happen immediately. You know, it's not like your visa's here, you've got a week. You know, it's like, right, visa's been approved, you need to travel. It's like, whoa, okay. So, yeah, I'm going to go and grab that. We're going to get that silo compacted and we're going to get it covered, and then we are going to whiz back. We're going to pack, and I need to head to the airport. Exciting times. Now, I also need to get my tractor repaired again. Everything's going to be done through the embassies, which is a little bit of a... It's that kind of, you don't want to cause a diplomatic international incident type thing, do you? So, through the Environment Agency, we're going to be... Fingers crossed it'll all work out okay. We're going to go out, we're going to do some soil sampling. We're going to look at farming practices. We're going to look at how maybe we can improve or help, not necessarily improve, but help with farming practices in the local area. Because of previous situations, which we talked about in previous episodes, the local environment suffered, farming declined, people moved away from the area, that kind of thing. So the plan is to try and get back in there and kind of get farming back on its feet. That's the plan. My visa is open-ended, which is very unusual. Normally, you know, for a visa, I suppose because it's been done diplomatically through the embassy, normally you get your visa and it's just a kind of, you know, you're going for X amount of days, it gets rubber stamped and off you go. But I think because this is actually being kind of pushed by both governments and whatever, so yeah, open-ended. We don't know how long we're going to be there for, and it could be a case of backwards and forwards, I don't know, but we'll see. And Big Papa C has very kindly offered to help out, come and take over the farm, do a bit of farm management for me, which is always very, very greatly appreciated. Now Willie's logging, well, which was Willie's logging, became kind of Willie's haulage, Willie's kind of international everything really, is also offered assistance with moving vehicles, with anything that needs to be done really, haulage of stuff and that kind of thing. So while I'm away, if crops need to be moved and that kind of thing. So yeah, thank you to everyone that's kind of volunteered, offered assistance. I'm kind of nervous. Now I talked about this before, slight, I don't know if it's a misconception or whether I just didn't put it across particularly well. We are going to be doing precise farming. However, we are not going to be doing seasonal work. I did say I'm not doing both at the same time. That will of course annoy a lot of people. I've been doing seasonal work here, which is all very nice and all very well and good. And Eureka Farms, I'm not. I'm just running a base game and just enjoying every second of it. But what we will be doing is, yeah, we're going to be doing precise farming. I am absolutely no expert on that. We're going to be kind of learning as we go. As I've already said, you know, advice will be greatly appreciated. Criticism, not so much. You know, I'm already saying I'm no expert on it. I kind of shied away from it all when it all happened. Initially there were issues and it didn't work as well as everyone thought it was going to. Then it got updated. Apparently it's all a lot better now and that kind of thing. So I thought now's probably the time to come, for me personally, to kind of get into it a little bit and ask myself, okay, well, what does it all mean? What does it do? How does it work? And let's see if we can get something along those lines done. But I don't want to mix that all in with trying to learn how to do all that along with seasonal work as well. So anyway, that's the plan. I am going to hopefully get this compacted. What we're up to, 26%. It's going to take a while. Get this compacted, get it covered, and then we've got a lot of whizzing around to get done. It's 4:32. Bunker silo has done. It is compacted. It's now covered. I need to get this back. My lovely wife has brought the Land Rover up to the store, so I can grab that, whiz back to the house, and then we'll pack and get going. I've got a flight to catch. Okay, so a few plane rides and a helicopter journey, and we've arrived. It looks like this is my ride. I'm nervous and excited all at the same time. Well, that was quite the journey, but we are here in RASSVET, and I've got work to do. the samples are not going to take themselves. I have got a liaison from the embassy. I've got a minder from the embassy, ex-special forces, I think, like older Spetsnaz type thing. I have been informed I will not see him. He's around. He'll be watching to make sure I don't do anything I shouldn't be doing, go anywhere I shouldn't be going, that kind of thing, which is fair enough. And I also have, well, my liaison is Pieter, I think it is. I think it's his name, Pieter. Will be helping me with local traditions, customs, ways of behaving, all that kind of thing, you know. So, wow, completely different landscape to what I've been used to recently. This truck is amazing, I love it. We're heading up to the main store. The embassy have left. I've got a vehicle up there. I'm assuming it's going to be one of the new gated type things, and one of the soil sampling machines. My mind's gone blank again. It escapes me the name of it. I don't know why. I just cannot for some reason remember that. We're going to be heading there, picking that up. We're going to check on the map certain areas we've been given permission to go to and do soil sampling. Certain areas we haven't yet. The government owns and controls a big section of land, but not the fields. Some of the fields are farmer owned, but it's all in decline. A lot of the factories are empty. There's nothing going on really. So that's our job. Our job is to get some soil sampling done. If anything, for the government's perspective, but also for the local farming community, what's left of it, to give a bit of kind of reassurance and help and in understanding that it's okay, that farming can continue, can come back to the area, that kind of thing. And then I think they're going to push it. They're going to push the whole thing. I've been reading up. They give you a booklet on the plane. Pretty cool though, wasn't it? I got a private jet for the first flight. That was laid on by the embassy. Then it was various different cargo planes, commercial flights, internal flights, and then a helicopter for the last bit, which was pretty cool. Right, we want here, I think. The suspension on this thing is brilliant as well. So it's going to be a whole different way of doing things. We're going to have lots of different equipment and machinery to be looking at, and I don't know, I suppose longer term, if we get soil sampling done and things start picking up, it will maybe learning from the locals about agricultural techniques that have been used up to now, maybe introducing some of the techniques, machinery and equipment that we use. Not that we use, that we have available, I guess, whether or not we can get any of it imported. I've also been told there is a very active, it's difficult to put across, underworld influence in used equipment, used machinery, vehicles. Basically anything you can buy normally, you can buy under the counter. I wouldn't go so far as say black market, grey market, although there's the grey market. Where is this thing? It might be in there actually. I'm just trying to think. It's not been left around the back here. Yeah, so it's kind of, while some of the things are legal, it's kind of all done a bit off the books, and then some of it is just obviously completely illegal, selling of old military equipment and all sorts of things. But I don't know, we'll see. It's got to be in here, isn't it? It's always exciting to start. That's not a new one. That's not a new gate. Mind you, that's pretty cool, isn't it? It's got a 3-point link, which is what we need. And there's our soil sampler. I suppose there's no time like the present. This area, I can never remember the name of that. This area scout. That's what it's called. So actually, while we're here, then now's a good time to get the maps out and have a look. I suppose we are. Where are we? We've just driven up from here, haven't we? So we're now up at the store. So I'll show you what I mean. Government owned is all that green. That's all government owned. Apart from these fields, the fields that are owned are fields that we've been given access to for soil sampling. I'm being put up at a farm to the east, I was told. Where's the farms to the east? There's a barn there. We'll have to, like I say, we'll get our local guide, our liaison. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. That could be it. So, yeah, biogas plant. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder how much the biogas plant is. 352 grand. We don't need it yet. Construction site. Forestry. I'm just trying to think of all the various different things that we should be looking at. Okay, well, I guess there's no time like the present. What we'll do is head from here. We'll go out to, I suppose, field 4 is the obvious place. We'll head there. We'll get some sampling done. I kind of slept on the flights, a couple of the flights. Helicopter was a little bit noisy. That was a little bit harder to sleep, but so I'm kind of well rested. It gives you a good time to, or a good chance to read through the packets, all the gear they give you, and it's considered, was it third? No, not third. It's the second or third largest by landmass country. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to have to check my facts and figures. Like I said, I've been doing a bit of reading, a bit of research. With a population of 42 million, I'm sure it's about twice or three times the size of the UK. UK's got a population of up around 68 million, 70 million, something like that. So a country 2 to 3 times the size with a population of 42 million. Lot of open space. Considered to be very, very poor. A lot of people on the poverty line. Economy hasn't been doing so great for a while, but it is picking up, and hence the reason we're here. That growth economy should be what we'll be looking at. Now, as I said before, the precision farming thing, when it all sort of came to the forefront of being again an emerging newish technology, I had a bit of a look at it, but not really in detail. That's field 4 over the river, isn't it? Get the sat nav open, and so yeah, I'm not as au fait with it, but I also understand that there's been a lot of software and hardware updates after rollout. So we're going to be looking at what does it do, how does it work. Ah, that's going to be tricky. Where are we? Just down here. There's crops in the field already. We haven't really got narrow tyres, but so field 4. How does this all work? Let's check out this intriguing piece of equipment. We need to unfold it. Ah, bottom map. We have a circle. We lower it, do we? Right, let's see if we can just tramline it if we can. Let's go into the field. It's going away. And then I don't know what happens then. Take sample. Samples taken. 1, and then it will show me down the mini map where we've done. So on our GPS. Ah, so that is mapping more in kind of almost hexagons, isn't it? So they should interlock, so we shouldn't get any gaps then, in theory. Let's go from there maybe, see if this works. Let's try there. Oh, okay. Have to do quite a few, and on some of the bigger fields it's going to be a lot to do. You know what, let's get the beacons on, just so if people are about, they know that we are here legitimately. Nothing nefarious going on here. So yeah, it's good they managed to get some of the local farmers involved to allow it. We haven't got much, I say much funding, 63 grand we've got sitting there. I'll be paid a certain amount, I guess, per day to feed myself and that kind of thing. We are going to get some overlap and some gaps, I suppose, aren't we? I suppose that's the nature of the beast. But it's all very exciting. So, like I say, we hopefully will pop back. It all depends how this all goes. I don't know how this is all going to go. This is kind of a test in a way. This has happened before when I've moved farms, and it's all very exciting, and I get very excited about what I'm doing. Doesn't mean everyone's very excited about what I'm doing. So it's often a test. When you start off, you think, okay, well, we'll give it a go, see what happens, see the reaction, see what people think. Now, as far as equipment goes, we're just soil sampling at the moment. We're not going any further than that. When we do need equipment, that has to be done through our local liaison. It has to be done not necessarily through the embassy. We can kind of, again, the grey market, we can back channel it. So if we can source things, we will source things. Farm Dog's furious about the grey market. He doesn't like it at all. Not a happy bunny. But needs must. It's a lot of soil samples. I need to open that. How many have we taken so far? 8, okay. We're going to get some gaps. But we should get a rough idea. Now, it's been referred to as the breadbasket, as far as I'm aware. Big swaths of the Ukraine. No, not the Ukraine. When I was reading up on that, that is frowned upon. Ukraine is a country within its own right. The Ukraine was the reference, kind of when it split. 1991 gaining independence from the Soviet Union after the collapse of the Soviet Union, really. And it was often referred to as the Ukraine because it was an area, but it's not. It's its own independent. No, it's a country. So Ukraine, yeah, breadbasket. Lots of very, very fertile black soil, I think they're referred to it as. Again, I'm just trying to remember bits from the notes. It would help if I actually had my notes with me while I'm doing the soil sampling. Now, whilst not the most exciting thing to watch while I'm doing it, like I say, this is just new. Right, let's open that up. Ah, so it doesn't show you on the full one. It'll show you on the mini-map while you're doing it. Let's go to that, and we want that. Okay. Okay. We've done a few. We need to do those bits up there. So we'll carry on round. When we get to there, we'll cut across. We'll come in. Field 4's not a bad size. I can imagine like when you're doing something like Field 5. What else have we got to do? Field 1 we need to do. Field 6 we need to do. Then we send them off. They'll go to a lab. They'll get analysed, and then we know where we stand. Loamy sand, sandy loam, silty clay. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to carry on. Nothing like getting straight into it, is there really? Whoa, we've done exactly that. Hit the ground running. I suppose the next thing is how local farmers are going to take this. You know, will it be regarded with distrust and disdain? I know the Ukrainian government is not like the old kind of, I suppose you've got the old Soviet era, and I suppose that's what a lot of people perceive communist countries to be, or ex-communist countries, or, you know, socialist countries. And there's a bit of mistrust, I suppose, a lot of mistrust still there. So even if these samples come back, they are then presented to local farmers, Are they going to take it as intended? I don't know. I suppose maybe that's my job to put across, isn't it? You can trust me. I'm sound as a pound, me. Nothing dodgy about me whatsoever. You know, within reason. So yeah, we get some overlaps here and there, but right. I'll see in a bit. We'll get this one done. Get the sample sent off. I'll go and probably sample the next field. We'll see where we stand. That's the best bet. And I need to find out where my accommodation is. We need to head for accommodation, see what that's going to be like, find somewhere to eat, get our heads down, then also begin negotiations with more local farmers. I suppose getting the first lot of these back is going to be the key, isn't it? Getting the first lot of soil samples back, getting some of the farmers on board. If we can get more farmers on board, then maybe we'll get access to more fields. That's about it, I suppose, isn't it? Right, field 4 complete. Beacons off. Lift sampling unit. Fold sampling unit. And now we need to send off the samples. Okay, off to the next field. This terrain is it's going to be interesting for farming. It's south, isn't it? It's always the same. New area, new map, new geography to learn and remember. Where you going? I'm sure it was south, wasn't it? Keep my eye out. I haven't actually seen any farm machinery anywhere, really. Not yet. There's going to be some somewhere. Is that field 1 coming up? What was that field? Oh, field 1 I meant to go to. Oh, we'll do field 6. I'll be down there. I need to go that way. And then just here. There we go. Farm dog really doesn't like being here. He didn't have to spend much time in quarantine, which is good. Right, unfold. Lower. And off we go again. Oh, that was the other thing as well. Did I lose money when I sent those samples off? Did it charge me? I didn't even look. I'll have to look when I come to edit this. And then I assume I get reimbursed, do I? Not that you would necessarily know that. I hope I get reimbursed. It'll be jolly annoying if I don't. $2,800. Oh, okay, yeah, I better get reimbursed. Or there's going to be trouble. Right, more sampling to get done. I'll see you in a bit when it's all sorted. I mentioned earlier about the terrain being interesting, to say the least. Whoa, okay, that's right. 2 sets of soil samples are back. We're going to need to have a look at them, do a bit of analysis, and see what needs to be done. Field 1's the last field I need to get done. Then I can head to bed. 2:15 in the afternoon. It won't be 2:15 when I'm done. I need to get back to the store, grab the lorry, and we'll head back. Before we get... Actually, no, we'll do it. We'll do it now. So, we need to go to... Right, so we're on our precision farming screen. And that's showing us pretty much half that field then is loam and half is silty clay. pH levels are okay, they're not horrendous, they're not in the reds. Yeah, where does it need to be pH? It's a balance of pH 5, isn't it? I thought... Actually, that's not bad, is it? Pretty sure it is. And then nitrogen. Whoa, okay, there's no nitrogen on there. That needs to be addressed. So that's going to need some nitrogen. So fertilizing in some description is going to be required. Okay, so field 6. Don't want yield data. Well, that's completely different. So we've got a bit of loamy sand, sandy loam, and loam. Nice spread across the field. pH levels, again, not too bad. Like I say, I'm not 100% certain. And then again, okay, nitrogen, yeah, it's going to need some work. Okay. Well, you know what we set out to do. First bit of work is done. We've done some soil sampling. We've got some results. We've got something to look at. Now, as far as I was under the impression I was just brought to do the soil sampling, then sort of talk to the locals. And I know there'll be people going, well, you don't know what you're doing, so, you know, it's ridiculous. I'm just doing the soil sampling. I'm going to learn from the whole process, which is great. Maybe stuff I can bring back to the 6 ashes, who knows. Where it goes from there, what they want me to do next, like I said, I'm not sure whether I'm going to be expected to help with the process moving forward. The thing is, having driven around as well, seeing the lack of kind of infrastructure, the lack of anything really, I feel that kind of urge, that want to, like I did on 6 ashes, deciding, okay, let's get into doing a bit of contracting work, then okay, let's get into doing a bit of farming, let's get some pigs, let's get some livestock, and then gradually building up. I want to do the same here, but I don't know. I mean, that would need to be more than an extended visa, wouldn't it? I shall speak with my government-approved liaison officer and see what they say. Right, once this is done, back up, grab the lorry, let's find our accommodation. That's the next step. That'll also give me a good, or at least a better understanding of where I stand, what equipment we've got on hand, what do we have available if we are going to help out. As far as I'm aware at the moment, I've just got the lorry and this. I don't even think the soil sample is ours. I think that's leased, as far as I'm aware. So, yeah, I don't think we've got much, if anything. So it'll be a case of beg, borrow, and... no, not steal. Beg, borrow, and acquire what's needed. Can we make a go of it? I suppose it's a lot easier if you've got government backing and government funding. Will I have? That's a big question. Will they back me, or will I just be cut loose? So I also don't know what happens, because at the moment, as you can see, the fields are owned. I mean, technically owned, because it's the only way of being able to do this. So what the embassies have done, what the governments together have done, they're paying the farmers to give us access to do this, to help them out. Once we've done the soil sampling, we then lose access. It's not our property. So I guess that funding rolls over into more fields, I suppose. But again, I don't really know. These are all questions that probably should have been answered ahead of time. It's a constantly evolving process. Problem is, it does leave gaps on the edges, doesn't it? I'm finding I'm overlapping way more than I probably should be. I know there'll be people yelling at the screen, the precision farming professionals that have been doing it since it first emerged. That's fine. Pretty sure you had to start somewhere too. And at the end of the day, if it's costing me a bit more money, okay, I'm still getting the soil samples, I'm still getting the results. And then, like I say, moving forward, what do we do with those results? How will it affect what we do? I am aware that certain crops produce their own nitrogen, don't they? Was it soy? But I'm trying to think. There was a list. Somebody sent me a list. And certain crops already provide it. So that's kind of part and parcel in with the soil sampling, depending on... So what you do is you'll put your lime down to get the pH level right, then plant. Obviously these are already in the ground, so that's a little bit trickier, but what should happen is you then plant, and then depending on what you've put in the ground, and I'm assuming with this what's in the ground already, when you then come to apply your fertilizer in whatever state that fertilizer ends up being in to get your nitrogen levels sorted, it will be automatically adjusted depending on the soil sample and the crop type. Am I right on that? I think I'm right on that. Because you don't want to over apply. If you put too much nitrogen down and then the plant you put in the ground creates its own nitrogen and then your levels spike. Yeah, that's as far as I understand it. So I'll go this way, then I'll finish going that way because I need to head north to get back to the lorry. We'll park this up where we were given it, and then if we need to use it again, I'm sure it'll be available. There are some gaps, but again, not the end of the world. Okay. Let's get back, see if I can get a phone signal where we're staying. Give my wife a ring, or I suppose I can speak to the embassy, see if I can get a sat phone. You always see them on films, don't you? Spec Ops teams and stuff with sat phones. You can contact anyone anywhere. Right, raise that. Fold it. Send off samples. Off they go. I need to find a route back now. Oh, that's bumpy. I think it's one of the things that drew me to this job, being offered this opportunity, was a change in terrain, a change of landscape. How deep does this go? Oh, that's right. I'm sure the little Unimogs, don't they float to some degree? I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah, it's a change, isn't it, in scenery, completely compared to some of the other maps and the other farming I've done. It's massively different, and that's exciting. I'm lost. Right, that's another river. That's not helpful. Oh, more mud holes. There's loads of them. And then working out a route back. That's going to be interesting. I love it. I absolutely love it. Another £2 grand. Oh, I missed my turning. I have. Too busy being horrified by the cost of soil samples. So what we'll do, let's pop it in there, and then maybe they might do a bit of work on it. Okay, so close that. Let's grab our lorry, check our map, work out a route. So we are up here. We need to get to here. Actually, that's not too bad. If we go back the way we just came across that, so we came around the side there. So we need to go across there. Actually, it shouldn't be too bad, should it? Right, so field 1 then. Let's go across. Soil type. Bit of a, not much difference that, although not as much loam. Just loamy sand and sandy loam. pH levels, they're about the same everywhere. Well, that's got a bit more in the 5.25 range, isn't it? And then again, yeah, nitrogen levels. That seems to be the biggest issue at the moment, doesn't it? Okay, so let's grab this. Let's see how this can be a whole different ball game going through all those muddy bits. In the little gator, you seem to just disappear up to the top of the wheels. This much bigger wheels, but again, we'll get to have the suspension on these things is just phenomenal. It's the little things. It's what I've said before. You kind of take for granted certain things. Look at everything. Oh, wow. Exciting times. Let's see if we can find this route through, shall we? Whoa, that's still a big dip. I suppose having this, it does mean we have got some way of transporting crops and stuff, grain and stuff, if it came to that. I suppose what we could do with is a low loader or a flatbed of some description. Maybe, I don't suppose we need a crane. I suppose seeders. Well, we're going to need a fertiliser. If we're going to help with nitrogen, we're going to need fertiliser. So we're going to need a fertiliser spreader, sprayer, something along those lines. I need to go. It was over the left, wasn't it? It was just north of this facility. Is that a salination plant? Desalination plant? Well, no, it won't be desalination. That's salt. Water filtration plant. That's probably the word I was looking for, not desalination. Right, carry on. What time is it? 2:27. I have to look up the time differences as well between Ukraine and the UK. I'm curious. And then we need to head kind of in that direction, don't we? I think we do. So we'll turn that way. Silage clamps cut into the hillside? Well, not really a hillside, but I suppose it is a bit. Whoa, logs. There's abandoned bits of machinery. Is that an old lorry cab there? Yeah. Do my eyes deceive me? Oh man, this is so nice. I mean, yes, it's run down and, but it's a lovely landscape. Right, we are heading in the correct direction. Not lost anymore. Hooray! Whoa, okay. Not quite the luxury I'm used to. That's not really a hotel, is it? Let's be honest. Oh, it just about goes under there, isn't it? When I said I wonder what equipment and machinery we start with, that would be a big fat absolutely zilch. Let's park that. Wow, we've got nothing. Nothing at all. That's exciting, isn't it? Do these open? No. We haven't actually got anything, have we? Okay, well, 2:30 in the afternoon. Gonna give my wife a ring. Oh, okay, there we are. I mean, I am tired. We do have a bench though, which is nice. I'm going to enjoy the sun, have a break. We'll have a look at this data. I'm going to get in touch with the embassy. We'll find out what we do next, whether or not the fields will just roll over and we just go out and do some more soil sampling, or whether or not we're going to help these ones first to hopefully convince other local farmers to give us access to their property to do more soil sampling. We'll work it out. There's going to be, you know, it's early days. We've just got here. We've done a little bit. We've got a lot more to get done. A lot more. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.